And now, the Trent Lee Dolphin Report with your host, Trent Lee Dolphin! Good time of day, fee peeps and gentle peeps. Welcome to a very special particular installment of the Trent Lee Dolphin Report with Trent Lee Dolphin. Today, in honor of the upcoming third season of Leather Guys, we're gonna take a look back on the ongoings going on in Leather Guys Season 2. Trent Lee Dolphin has a story. Trent? Thanks, Trent. I'm here at Smug's Wings and Drink in Detroit, where the Leather Guys live. Last season, though, the typical tavern tranquility of this temperate taproom transformed into a ton of treacherous tomfoolery. It's true. It's true. Yes, it all began when Luke Sharp, Rusty Armstrong, and Leonard Smug uncovered the mangled body of their old comrade Snake Adams. His abrupt murder/accident/bear attack caused the Leather Guys to think a lot about their lives.
I don't want to waste my life sitting around while my lover stays with her dad for 7 months.
You know her dad died in the war, right?
Oh, Luke, so naive. And so, Luke moved on to his new neighbor, this girl.
I'm Candy. Well, that's what they call me at work anyways.
What Luke did not realize was that Candy's work was at a local strip club, where she was, you guessed it, a stripper.
Didn't I mention that?
This diverted Luke, who normally goes for those kind of quirky type things. Unlike Rusty, who pretty much goes for anything with a pulse and a hole. Like Luke's ex-lover. That's when Rusty first met this man.
My name is Barca. My employers call me Lollipop.
The hitman assigned to collect $10,000 that Snake Adams owed to a man known only as Mr. Client. He gave the Leather Guys until the end of the year to pay up. He also gave some very non-hitmanly advice.
Sometimes good people have to do bad things.
That helped Luke give Candy a second chance. It would have gone well if this horny sleazeball hadn't cut in.
Rusty, what are you doing here?
The two began a feud over the stripper, all the while neglecting to collect the $10,000 they owed to Barca.
Give me money. I'm gonna kill you.
Luke won the debate, but after a drunken Halloween night of Halloween shenanigans, he lost the election to that horny sleazeball. Having lost his girl, his dignity, and his wallet, it took some inner bartender wisdom to convince him that
you'll never find what's out there for you, unless you go out there.
But before he went out anywhere, Luke decided to give one final chance to Rusty by asking him to return the $50 that he had given Rusty almost a year earlier, under the impression that he was checking his water pressure and not banging his lover. Of course, Luke did this by kidnapping Rusty and taking on the persona of Shylock, a disgruntled debt collector who Rusty believed was working for Mr. Client. By the way, they still hadn't thought about repaying that $10,000. Rather than give up the money to Shylock, Rusty opted to cut his own finger off. When he found out Shylock was Luke all along, he pressed charges. 4 charges. And Rusty hired a Barca to be his lawyer, adding more money to that debt that they still hadn't paid off. The case took a twist when Luke called Candy to the stand and got her to testify that Rusty was, in fact, a horny sleazeball. Candy and Rusty broke up, Luke and Rusty made up, and Luke told Candy that he was moving out of Detroit, where they lived.
There's nothing here for me. Maybe there is somewhere else.
Now, remember that $10,000? The Leather Guys sure didn't. So, on December 31st, when a Barca showed up to collect it or kill them, Leonard and Rusty thought it was a joke. Then this happened. They didn't think it was a joke anymore. The two did everything they could to collect the 10 grand by midnight, and Candy did everything she could to convince Luke to stay in Detroit, where they lived. But it was too late for all of them. Rusty and Leonard were confronted by none other than Mr. Client himself. They desperately tried to stall for time, hoping Luke would show up to save them. Fortunately, Luke ran into some mysterious mechanical difficulties, which allowed the spirit of Sabio to appear and convince him to go back and finish what they started.
Don't leave in chaos.
Luke returned just in time, giving up his own leather coat to pay off the remaining debt. However, this was all the more reason for him to pack up and get out of there.
No, I'm finished. I need to discover who I am without my leather coat, and it won't be here.
And Abarca, Rusty, and Leonard were left standing in surprise as Luke drove off into the night. Phew! That's a whole lot of season right there, Trent. Back to you. Thanks, Trent. So many questions left unanswered. Where did Luke move to? Will he ever come back? Will the Leather Guys ever see Mr. Client again? Who is Rusticulous Seaworthy Cumberpatch? I don't know! Find out. Season 3 of Leather Guys, airing June 9th.